yeah, my dear on the beat.
See mommy Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche de Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today I just we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn.
I see mommy Nkechi, a rapper don't tell she the new for grave where my uche de Papa Emeka. Don't blind from growing, Peking don't fall, now watch up I'm raw. Me self they shake my hand no feel. Yesterday we laughed, today I just we more. If we don't stop this night where we they share, tell me who go sing for the ones we know they.
She need the voice from under the soil. Brother, no let my blood turn to oil. Little Ada they ask where my papa go. Her small hand they shake, she knows I be this woe. I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
No, make we try yo. Back up in the day.
I beg my people see this fire we burn. Now our house they blaze, now our future they turn. We go tell their ghosts we no go fail you. If we hold this love, that death go burn you.
Oh, make we try yo.
Back up joins with the trembling. Oh, hey. If we no join now, our children go so.
Biafra, which way we they go now? Leader the maddest people they fight guy. From BRG to USB, Wahala no the rest. Which way Biafra? Which way we they go now? Leader the maddest people they fight guy. From BRG to USB, Wahala no the rest. Big no, oh. Please, please, oh. No be your body divide us. Now we do amo. Big no, oh. Form soldier, but we still the be for them carry can go, we turn enemy. Simon open mouth, them start to judge his speech. Telegram full of war, no love at all. One side say autopilots, one say delete them all. But the blood where we shed, you know they flow backward. USB rise, but ego they break what? We get banner, we get flag, but every corner, now tribal drive. Big on, oh. Which way now, which way, oh. No be your body divide us. Now we do amo. dream, but I hate it, they slow and go. Unity no get duplicate, no try fake 'em. You dey from freedom fighter, but you dey hate 'em. USB no be juju, now we go build 'em. Stop to cause, make we raise nation. Which way Biafra? Which way we dey go now? Neither them others people they fight guy from Bridgie to USB. Wahala no the rest. Big on, oh. Which way now? Which way? Oh. No be your body divide us. Now we do I'm on talk true now. Big on, oh. Big on, oh. Biafra get the dream, but I hate it, they slow and go. And we get a leader, them carry. We get a soldier, them jail. We get a youth, them divide. Still we rise, USB worldwide. Which way Biafra? Which way we do go now? Nigga, them honest people they fight high. From Bridgie to USB, Wahala no the rest. Big on, oh. Which way now? Which way, oh? No be your body divide us. Now we do our more. Talk true now. Big on, oh. Big on, oh. Biafra get a dream, but I hate it, they slow and go.
This is na wicked word. This is na confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I will be telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The river they go. Opposite Udi. But the lucky hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver. The driver waiting they happen. The driver waiting they happen. The driver tell the Pali boy. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. If we better you take your eye and see. Then I call the driver. The driver waiting. The driver waiting. This is na wicked word. This is na confusion word. Listen to Palibran. I will be telling you a story about one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. The river they go. Opposite Udi. But the lucky hand the side. Along Gusukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I ask the driver.
of heaven, the very oldest language on the face of this very earth. Chukwu okike abịa mapụrụ m ihe niile, Chineke na onye ndị nsọ na-efe wee na-akpụ isi ala nye onye anyị na-agọzi aha nsọ ya mgbe niile, onye anyị na-aja mma wee na-eto anyị enweghị iche ọzọ ewezuga gị. Anyị anaghị efe arụsị, ọ bụ naanị gị bụ onye kere ihe niile kere eke mana onweghị onye kere ya. Ọ bụ ya mere ndị Igbo ji wee na-etu gị ebighị ebi. Ndị nsọ na-agba oche eze gị okirikiri ha na-akpụ isi ala nye gị, ọbụladị ndị okenye oru 2 na 4 bụ ndị na-atụ mkpọ ọla edo na ana ha niile si na-ede nsọ Chineke nna nke igwe. N'ụtụtụ a, ehihie, abalị, n'ụwa niile bụ ebe ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka anyị na-akpọkọta ha eze ebube onye ime eluigwe wee na-arịọ gị ma mma gị na ebere gị amara gị na ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ ka iru gị wee chaa n'ebe anyị nọ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ezi ebube dị ngọzi ka igwe tinye ọgbaghara n'etiti ndị iro ka ha rabụ ndị kụziri ka ha wee megide anyị onye nwe m na Chineke nna dị nsọ ka aka nsị ndị dị etu a wee baa ha ọnụ ije obodo ekwensu bụ zuu wee laa ya n'iyi. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị onye na-adịgide ma ruo mgbe ebighị ebi, biko nụ ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ọsọ ọsọ nna nke ebere na ụmụ gị atakwala n'ahụhụ. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka iwe na anyị ezi echiche na amamihe mmekọrịta nwanne na nwanne ịdị n'otu ọganiru ịhụnanya nke pụrụ iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ka iwe tinye ụmụ gị ezi mmụọ nke eziokwu ma wezuga anyị aka ajọ ihe n'ime ndụ anyị nna nke ebere dị ngọzi ka ọ ga-abụ na ikpeta maazị na Biafra ga-abịa anyị ga-aja gị mma wee too gị wee gọzie aha nsọ gị kpụ isi ala nye gị bulie aha nsọ gị elu site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi ka a na-arịọ gị ise ise ise. This very morning, all of you, I believe that those who are watching know who we are and why we do what we do. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, Chukwu Kikabia Mapurumi Henine, servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this very morning, afternoon, or night, depending on where you are. And we start this very day by making it abundantly clear that the greatest enemy of a black man is the way that we reason. If not that the way we reason is very, very abhorrent, there is no need or reason why we should be suffering and complaining every blessed day without the courage to do something about it. The more you keep on supporting evil in the zoo, the more your land will be taken from you. The more your daughters will be raped and abducted, the more your sons will be slaughtered in cold blood. And under one Nigeria, there is nothing you can do about it. Absolutely nothing. Because one idiot that they groomed will rise up and say to you, oh no, it's one Nigeria, there is crime everywhere. Haven't you heard about Zamfara? Haven't you heard about Katsina? There is crime everywhere. That is not the case. The crimes you have in the north, the insecurity you have in the north is as a direct consequence of their own action. They groomed them. Al-Qaeda in the Maghreb, ISIS in West Africa, Boko Haram, Fulani headsmen, bandits, all of them. Who brought them to Nigeria? It's Fulani. Fulani brought them into Nigeria. El Rufai brought them in. Bauchi State Governor brought them in. Are you people deaf and dumb and stupid? When you come out and you pretend, oh, we are one Nigeria, go and show me. Somebody was asking, where is the boundary, where would the boundary of Biafra begin? And I asked the fool, where did the boundary of Nigeria begin? People from Niger come in and go as they like. Most of these idiots are from Niger. They are building a pipeline to Niger. They are building a railway line to Niger. They are building roads to Niger. Whereas where the money comes from, which is Biafra land, we don't have those infrastructure. No, we don't. But you're taking our money, you come to Izombe, you come to Ohaji, you come to Ebema, you come to Aguleri, you come to Ebonyi, you take our resources, sell it, get the money, and now you're building a way to Niger Republic, and you want me to be happy with you. Clap for you, oh, Nigeria is doing well, one Nigeria. I think you are insane. You come to my land, you take our oil, you take our gas, you take our manpower, you take everything, our VAT, our tax that we pay. You are now building a road from Katsina to Niger, airport in Niger, refinery in Niger. You take oil, crude oil from my land, you take it to Niger, you refine it, you bring it back to me as a refined petroleum, or as PPS as you call it. And you're telling me that that country is viable. You're telling me that Nigeria should be supported. We are in one Nigeria. We are not going anywhere. And you're dying every day. Because those that they appointed to speak for you, they gave them money and positions. So that they will come out on the pages of newspapers to give the world the misleading impression that everything is okay when things are not okay. Go through the statements of Ohaneze and see the contradictions in it. Nigeria is not working. We are marginalized. And then you come back and say Nigeria is one. We must stay in it together. Are you not foolish? These are the useless intellectuals that you have. On one hand, they say Nigeria is not working. You're marginalized. You are being discriminated against. You're suffering. They're killing you everywhere. And you come back to the same place and say Nigeria must be one. Had Nigerians gotten together to say they want to be part of this useless contraption, that's entirely their business. I'm a Democrat, I've subscribed to it. But have you asked yourself this question? Why is it that all those asking you to remain in one Nigeria has something to gain from Nigeria, or they have benefited in the past? Nothing more, nothing less. I saw the letter that Atiku Abubakar wrote to President Biden. In it, Atiku Abubakar said to come and help us fight terrorism, in order to ensure that there will be no regional destabilization. That is their game plan at the U.S. State Department for very many years, until we stepped in. They keep trotting out these lies. Once Nigeria breaks up, there will be destabilization in the entire region. I said it because you don't understand African history. Most of these people are not educated. When I say they say I'm insulting them, no, I'm not insulting you. Most of you are not educated. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. In Africa, we are tribal creatures in Africa. We always go back to our village where we were born, where our umbilical cord, how long, where it was buried. That's where we come from. That is why every Christmas, Easter, New Year festival, or August meeting, you see us migrating back to where we come from. And I keep saying these things to Africans, they don't understand it. They don't understand it. Everywhere in Africa during Christmas, if you like, be in South Africa, if you like, let it be in Kenya, let it be in Rwanda, everybody from the capital goes to the village. If you go to Accra, the same thing happens. This past Christmas, if you like, go to Cotonou, go to Yaoundé in Cameroon. Everybody living in the capital cities of Africa, they go back to their villages. They go back to their tribes where they come from. Do they do that in the Western world? During Christmas, these people migrating from, oh, I come from Florida, I'm going to Florida. No, you don't. Because people come from where they are born. We come from where our ancestors were born. That is the difference between black people in Africa and those from Europe and other parts of the world. We come from, so if you ask somebody, where do you come from? He or she will mention their village. That is what makes us Africans. Very, very unique. If you destroy that, you're finished as a people. In Africa, we are tribal. First and foremost, we belong to our tribe where we come from. That is why our people need to appreciate this. Very, very critical. That Africa is restructured to recognize where people come from.
But why I'm playing this video is that when you listen to this man say, that Yaradua considered giving political solution to Henry Oka case, and Henry Oka was released and granted amnesty. And it was only after that, because he was so influential. He was so influential in the Niger Delta. So they released him, and what he did was to go to the camp of the militant and convince them to embrace peace. So it was not the other way around. It was not that okay, convince the people first. The federal government did not grant Henry Oka amnesty with a condition that, okay, convince the militant force to stop the bombardment of pipeline and everything. Convince them, at least convince one group, let them stop. They didn't start with that. They didn't start with that. Do you know what they did? They released him to go and, and tell people to stop the bombardment. And it went like that, and they succeeded. We cannot trust Nigerian government. What is the reason for capturing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Agitation. Okay? It is because of agitation. So if you capture him and the agitation stop, they have succeeded. So why are they releasing him? You understand? Only by Elohim intervention. So the only way that this whole thing will solve and solve once and for all is that our elders have gone. The president have received them. Let it not stop the agitation and the activities we are doing for Biafra restoration. Let us increase it. That is the only way our leader can now be released to come and quench the fire. We want our leader to come and quench the fire. And he can't quench it from the prison. He can't quench it from the DSS custody or dungeon. No, we don't want him to give order for anything to stop from the DSS dungeon. And we don't want to start doing this thing by intonation. Somebody say Elohim, we don't see Wahala. Yes, so Elohim don't see Wahala. We don't want them, to always come and say, stop this. Our Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, stop that. And he's still in the DSS dungeon. How can we be going backward when we are in 2021, where everybody's brain is hot? In 2021, we are left with leadership that cannot understand coded language. And let me tell you, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came to Nigeria, he doesn't sleep with pillow. You see that thing you saw as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu cried out. Let me reveal the secret to you today. It has been like that since the day he entered Nigeria. Go and mark it. What I'm telling you today, go and mark it. One day, you are going to hear the truth. Since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu entered Nigeria, he has been subjected to everything you saw on the list. It didn't start yesterday. I said since the day he entered Nigeria. But what do we get? We get something else. In a coded language, I know that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu don't want, our people to feel so bad. So he is taking the pain of almost everybody. Believe me, he is taking the pain of everybody. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is taking the pain of everybody. Because if he's not taking the pain of everybody, this outcry would be coming every day of the visit. I am telling you. Go and, you see, every broadcast I make, you are going to save it. So save all of them. Save all of them. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not taking the pain of the entire Biafrans, every blessed visit should be an outcry. But the question is, why now? Why now? You see, I have already, like I have always said, nobody is going to know it all, okay? But there are things that when you look at it, you know that it is just wrong. It is just wrong. We do not need to be comfortable We are not supposed to be comfortable while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is incarceration. That is my opinion. We are not supposed to be comfortable. But look at it today. Are we not comfortable? Are we not comfortable? We are comfortable. We are comfortable because the message is flying from left and right. We are comfortable because every day we hear our leader is in high spirit. We are comfortable, but we know it is not all right. So when all these things are, even if I'm saying it, even if he is in high spirit, we don't want to hear. Let us hear something that will make the Nigerian government to be hiding in shame. You understand? Let us be hearing. I don't know whether this person is referring to me.
Welcome, fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world. I welcome every one of you that has connected to this program this morning. I thank you all for joining us. Those who are able to join us this morning, I thank you so much. Whether you are watching us on TikTok or you're watching us on Facebook or you're watching on YouTube where I'm hosting the program, I appreciate every single one of you that have been able to join us this morning. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every one of you. I can see some people that have already joined. I see Chibuzo Ede is there. Thank you for joining, Chibuzo. I appreciate you. And I see my brother Somudo. Thank you so much for joining, my brother Somudo. It's been a long time. Thank you so much for having you there. We are Biafrans. Any place you are, whether you are commenting or you're not commenting, any place you are watching, whether I mention your name or I didn't mention your name, you are highly welcome, and your presence is special in this very program. For the sake of those who have joined us for the very first time, or those who are going to come across our video for the very first time, I still want to remind you that this platform where you are watching this program is a platform that stands for Biafra, is a platform that promotes the cause of Biafra, is a platform that brings out the plight of the Biafrans to the whole world, a platform that provides solution to the zoological republic. In this platform, we do not come here to instigate violence. We don't come to this platform to preach hate. We do not come here to attack any persons or individuals. We don't come here to attack any group. We do not come here for saga, nor for propaganda or blackmail. We don't come here to attack any religion or race. What we do in this platform is to present Biafra before the whole world as a remedy. What we do in this platform is to expose the atrocities of Nigerian government against the innocent people of Biafra and the innocent citizens in that contraption called Nigeria. What we do in this platform is to continue to expose the secret war that has been going on against the Biafran people by the Nigerian government. This is a war that they themselves announced it on national TV. But nobody is paying attention to that warfare. The international media is not paying attention. The conventional media will never, ever report it. Everybody turned a blind eye to that war, even though the war was announced on the national TV. The video is still there when the chief of army staff came out and said that they are fighting asymmetric warfare in Biafra land. Later on, he came out and said it is now a jungle warfare. Nobody has come out to explain to us how they are carrying out this warfare. But we have decided to come and use our little platform to expose it to the world. Exactly what our Prime Minister Mazi Nnamdi was doing before they took him out. He was in the front line of bringing out the war, exposing the secret war, make it open, so that the world attention can be there and know what is going on. Because Nigeria is hiding every single thing that is happening in our territory. And we cannot pretend that all is well. No matter how you pretend, it will continue to stare you in your face. And at the point in time, you can no longer pretend. So today we have come once again to do what we know how to do best. To speak and to add our voice to what is happening in the zoological republic called Nigeria. On today's topic, we are going to speak on a topic which says unity or perish. Why Biafra is the only escape from Nigeria's destructive diversity. Unity or perish. Why Biafra is the only escape from Nigeria's destructive diversity. This very topic we are going to discuss today is very timely, and I want you to listen to this very topic with an open mind. Each time when you come to our program, open up your heart, open up your mind, be free within yourself. And remember, in our platform, we allow people to join us and air their opinion. One of the things we do in this platform is to allow people, even people that have contrary opinion, if you have a superior argument, you are highly welcome on this platform. We are not here to insult you nor abuse you. And you equally should not come on here to insult us, or abuse anybody. Try as much as possible to be civil in whatever you are going to discuss on this very platform. At the same time, when you are coming in, make sure you look at the title. Look at the title. Look at what we are discussing. Think about it within yourself. Listen to us. Make your own verification. Get the point. Get the topic. From that topic, you can make your contribution. Either you ask a question or you make a contribution, or you bring a superior argument based on the topic I'm treating. It will not be nice that some people will come on the platform and they will change the topic and go to something else. We want to be focused in this very platform. We want to be focused on what we want to discuss. We want to be focused on things that matters. We want to be focused on our problem. We want to be focused on the real enemy of the Biafran and the real enemy of humanity. So whenever you join us on this platform, please don't be a distraction. Look at the topic and go through the topic. Ask your question in regards to the topic, make your contribution in regards to the topic, and bring your superior arguments in regards to the topic we're discussing. That will help us to build a very standard platform where people can be able to digest the information. Remember, the international communities are watching us. The people that are watching our program are not only Biafrans. They are not only Nigerians. They are not only Africans. There are people from all walks of life watching us. And our duty is to present our case in such a way that it will be understandable by others. The problem that we are facing today is not something that we can handle alone. That is why we are calling on all other activists around the world, those who are concerned about humanity, wherever you are. We are calling on all of them to pay attention to the situation of the Biafran people. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, we have come today to discuss, as we always do, on the topic that we have chosen, unity or perish. Unity have been one of the foundations of this very platform. This is not a platform that supports or supports segregation. It doesn't support disunity. It doesn't support strife, envy, jealousy. It doesn't support propaganda and blackmail, mostly against your own brother, against your sister. We don't support that, and we will never be part of such. If there is any time the Biafran people need unity, it is now. If there is any time those that care about humanity need unity, it is now. If there is any time that those who are concerned about human rights abuse, it is now. This is the time. We have waited for too long. My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, sons and daughters of truth, freedom and justice. Today, we have come once again, as we always do, Under the shadow of crumbling Nigeria, a nation built on false unity. The contraption called Nigeria, a nation built on false unity, built on destructive diversity, a nation built on blood-soaked lies. They told us one Nigeria, but yet they gave us division. They told us one Nigeria, but they gave us hatred. They told us one Nigeria, and they gave us oppression. They claim diversity is strength. But in Nigeria, diversity has become a weapon of destruction. It doesn't matter how you look at it. The diversity we see today that we know exists in Nigeria is a destructive diversity. And there's nothing you can do about it. Wherever you are, as a human being concerned of humanity, you must pay attention to the situation of the people of the Zoological Republic. Diversity has become the weapon of destruction, used to silence, enslave, and kill. But I ask you today, in the face of this oppression, what is our greatest weapon? In the face of this destructive diversity that has been weaponized against us, to silence us, to enslave us, and to kill us, I ask you today, in the face of this oppression, what is the greatest weapon? What is our greatest weapon? What are we going to use to fight back? The greatest weapon we have today that we can use to fight back, it is unity. Unity. Unity that cannot be bought. Unity that cannot be shaken. Unity that cannot be broken. Unity. That is our shield and our sword. Wherever you are as a Biafran, this is the time we need to unite together to be able to face the challenges ahead of us. Enough of the blackmail propaganda. Enough of the irresponsible comments, attacks against your brother, your sister. Enough is enough. Enough of the name calling. My fellow Biafrans, the path is clear. It is clear that Nigeria cannot stand. Nigeria can never, ever, ever stand. Its foundation is rotten. Upon what is Nigeria going to stand? Is Nigeria going to stand upon the false foundation built on falsehood and lies? A rotten foundation. Today, its lies have been exposed. The only way forward today for Nigeria, and everyone is concerned about humanity, the only way forward today is disintegration. The birth of Biafra and the restoration of dignity to our people. My fellow Biafrans, today we are going to dissect this truth. We will expose why only unity among us can break these chains. Only unity among us can break this chain. And why Biafra remains not just an option, but the only remedy. Biafra is not just an option, but the only remedy to Nigerian total disease. The fatal disease of Nigeria, the only remedy remains Biafra. It doesn't matter how you look at it. Continue to run away from it. It will haunt you until you can no longer hide from it. Wherever you are today as a Biafran, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Gabian to shield your sword. It doesn't matter how angry you are. It doesn't matter how heartbroken you are. It doesn't matter what you have heard and what you have seen. It doesn't matter under which umbrella you're operating. My brothers, my sisters, I ask you a question that may decide our very survival. I want to ask you a question that may decide our very survival. Can we survive a Nigeria built on lies? Can we survive on Nigeria built on lies? How can we survive in a nation built on lies? Oppression, destructive diversity. Look around you. Look around. Everywhere is tribal divide. Tribes are divided against each other. Voices silenced. Blood spilled. They call it one Nigeria. They call it one Nigeria. But we see only chains. Day in, day out. We see only chains. If you are genuine, what you see in your hand is chain. The truth is simple. Without unity, we perish. Without unity, coming together and speaking in one voice, we perish. With unity, we rise. And the only road to survival is disintegration of this failed state. The entire world should hear us and hear us clear. Those who are concerned. If you are concerned about humanity, if you are concerned about human life, the only road to survival is disintegration of this failed state. The birth of Biafra. Today we are going to discuss. And we're going to prove more and show the light more to the world why it is very necessary that Nigeria must disintegrate. This morning we are going to uncover the truth they fear most. Nigeria is a country that doesn't want the truth to come out. They do not want people to speak the truth. They feel threatened. Each time you open your mouth and you speak the truth, they feel threatened. Very, very threatened. They can't handle it. They can't handle it. They can't afford to hear the truth. But we will continue to speak and push it before their eyes to a point that they can no longer be silent. It will get to a point that they can no longer handle it. They will have no other option than to pay attention and listen. Fellow Biafrans, sons and daughters of truth, sons and daughters of freedom and justice, I welcome every one of you to today's program. I welcome you all to this gathering of minds, gathering of hearts and spirits. Today we take a bold look at reality. The reality of the day that they are running away from. The reality that nobody will talk about. The reality that people are shying away from. Both Biafrans, Nigerians, foreigners, international communities. the lies of Nigeria, the destructive nature of her diversity, the power of her unity in the face of oppression. This is not just a discussion. This is survival. This is destiny. And it is important we talk about it. As we look forward to the homecoming of our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekano, by the special grace of Chukwu Kabiam, we prepare our mind for whatever will happen. In as much as we are positive in our thought, but we prepare our mind for whatever happens. I want the whole world to know, even though they know already. I want to remind the whole world once again, and remind every one of us, Biafrans and non-Biafrans. I want to remind you, in case you have forgotten, Nigeria was never created for unity. Nigeria was never ever created for unity. That was not the intention. It was designed for control. Nigeria was designed for control. There was never a time the amalgamation was based on unity, to unite some ethnic group with some. No, that was not the base. If you go and read the amalgamation script, all they did there was to put people together in order for it to be easy for them to control them. The reason the Northerners, the Southwesterners, the Southeasterners were pushed together was to make it easy for the British to control. It was not to build unity. It was not to unify these groups together, no. Unity was never part of the project. Has never been. Up to today, it has never been. The only reason Nigeria continued to exist, the only reason the West continued to support Nigeria is to control those who are there, who are trapped in it. They want to control you and continue to use your resources. They want to control you and continue to take as much as they want from you without questioning. That is why they will support any fraudulent thing coming out of Nigeria. They don't care. Even when they confirm it as a fraud, the same people that will tell you that Nigeria is fantastically corrupt will still back the politicians who are corrupt. They back them up and push them forward. And on the other hand, they come and tell you that they are fantastically corrupt. Nigeria was not created for unity. It was designed for control. The British created Nigeria not as a nation. Not as a nation. Nigeria was never created as a nation, but as a company. As a company. A territory for them to exploit. That was why they created it and made it easy for themselves to be controlled. But today, you see the same people that are subjected to control, the same people that they are trying to control, the same people that they have enslaved. They are the ones that are making sure that the chain remains in their hand. In fact, they are the ones fighting so hard to keep that chain in their hand. No matter how you try to call the attention to the chain that they want to put it, they will go by themselves, take that chain and put it in their hand. It is sad, but that is the situation. One Nigeria is not a dream. One Nigeria is not a dream. It is a prison. A prison where the jailer decides who lives, who dies, and who matters. Did you hear me well? One Nigeria is not a dream. When you hear some of them who call themselves activists, and some of them, when you hear them talk trash and open their mouth, you begin to wonder if they are living on this planet Earth. Because it is clear that one Nigeria is never a dream. No sensible person in that contraption should regard one Nigeria as a dream, because it is a prison. A prison where the jailer decides who lives, who dies, and who matters. You can continue to pretend. Biafrans are told to stay silent. They don't want us to speak. Our voice doesn't matter. Our life doesn't matter. Our existence doesn't matter. Biafrans are told to stay silent, to accept second-class status. Not even second-class, third-class status without complaint. Why resources from our land fuel the corruption of the same system that enslaved us? The resources in our own land fuel the corruption of the same system that enslaved us. That is how bad it is. You think it's a joke. You think it's fun. There's no problem. Go ahead. Today, most of the attack we are getting is not even just from Nigeria, including fellow Biafrans. Fellow Biafrans, those who are in power, those who claim that they are fighting for Biafra, they will attack your own platform. They will attack your platform. Make sure that your voice is not heard. The attack we are getting in our platform today, you think it's just from the Nigerian government. It's not just from the Nigerian government. Including people who claim to be fighting for Biafra. Simply because you are not speaking the way they are speaking. Simply because they are not doing the same way. They join hand with the oppressors to attack you and make sure you don't have a voice. That is how bad. That is what Nigeria have given birth to. Nigeria is not a union of love. It is a union of lies. Lies upon lies. Lies upon lies. In everything they do, you always see a lie in it. Nigeria is not, has never been, and will never be a union of love. It is a union of lies. The destructive diversity in Nigeria is of concern. But of course, the West are not going to say anything. They won't do anything because it is for their own interest. It benefits them. If not, there is no reason any sensible person will continue to support the existence of Nigeria. There is no reason whatsoever why a sensible person will continue to support the existence of Nigeria at this point in time. Diversity can be strength when built on mutual respect. But in Nigeria, it is a weapon of destruction. A weapon of destruction. Politicians exploit ethnic and religious differences to divide and conquer. And this divide and conquer, you see why it is so dangerous that they have been able to infiltrate every life with this, including my own fellow Biafrans. In the quest for Biafra that we are pursuing today, there are still people who are playing that Nigerian card, divide and conquer. There are people who are still playing that same card. And some of us are ignorant of this. You're not paying attention. And these are what they learned from the terrorist country called Nigeria. Politicians exploit ethnic and religious differences to divide and conquer. The Fulani-led system strive on bloodshed, terrorism, injustice, while the world pretend not to see. It is not that they don't see, they see, but they pretend not to see. Because it satisfies their own selfish interests. The bloodshed in Nigeria today is of interest to the West. The terrorism is for their own interests. The injustice is for their own interests, as long as it paves way for them to continue to steal the resources of the country. It paves way for them, and they are okay with it. They don't care. As long as the resources continue to flow to them, they are satisfied. They are not concerned. They are not worried. That is how bad it is. Instead of celebrating diversity, Nigeria uses it to create hatred, discrimination, and mass killing every blessed day. Even as we speak, It is still ongoing. The destructive diversity in Nigeria is something that every well-meaning person on the planet Earth is supposed to be concerned about. One of the strongest reasons why everybody must support the disintegration of the Zoological Republic. Instead of celebrating diversity, Nigeria uses it to create hatred, discrimination, and mass killings. And the world is silent. Nobody said anything. They call it diversity. We call it destruction. That thing they call diversity in Nigeria is called destruction. That is what they celebrate. We have been too silent for a long time. And it is high time Biafrans begin to rise up wherever you are and begin to speak. We are calling on the well-meaning people across the world, wherever you are, to listen to our voice, pay attention to what we are saying to save humanity. Our request is not a selfish one. When we are calling for the freedom of the Biafran people, it is not just the Biafran. We are calling for the freedom of every single indigenous group in that contraption. Our quest is for their security, for their safety, for their self-determination, for their will to be able to determine what they want and do it the way they want to without interruption. Whether you are from the north, whether you are from the southwest, whether you are from the southeast, to your tent, O Israel, every region should operate the system which they prefer, that is good with them, for them. That is all we're asking for. Even though others have decided to accept their fate, we will not accept something that we know is evil. We will not allow it. Biafrans cannot be enslaved. We will continue to speak. We will continue to ask. We will continue to talk. Despite oppression, Biafrans have survived because of unity. I want you to understand the importance of unity. The reason Biafrans have been able to survive today is unity. The reason we survived the civil war, after the civil war of 3 years, after the pogrom, after the massacre of Biafran people, the reason we survived is because of unity. After they committed genocide against us, they took away every single thing we had. We survived on our own by unity. And that unity continues. That is why you see the one boy system. The one boy system, where a Biafran will grow in life. He will pick up somebody again and train that person, settle the person to continue. And the chain continue to go. That is unity. From that was how we grew today to be in charge of the economy of the Zoological Republic. Why are we throwing away that unity? Why are we throwing away that unity? The unity that brought us out from hell. The unity that made us whom we are today. The unity that is our identity. And the enemies know very well the power of unity. That is why they are fighting it, right, left, and center. That is why they are creating divide and rule among us. That is why they are making people to deny their identity. That is why they are pumping money to fellow Biafrans to continue to speak ill of their own people online and offline. My fellow Biafrans, unity is our shield against propaganda, against intimidation, against internal betrayal. Unity. With unity, we can overcome it is a shield that we can use to overcome every propaganda, every intimidation, and every internal betrayal. But in this unity, I don't know where our faith lies. This is why every time I talk about unity, I speak about it, I preach it. I don't care how you feel. I don't care what you think. I don't care if that is the reason why you hate me. Go ahead. But as for unity, I will never stand against my brother or my sister. No matter what he or she has done, there will always be room for unification. Because in unity we are born, in unity we grew, in unity we have power, and in unity we can find our feet and become free. In case you don't know, when we sit at home, the world feels our silence. The sit at home we are doing is also a sign of unity. A people united in one heart to make one demand. That sit at home you see every Monday, it is expression of unity. Even though some of us fight it, some of us are playing it down, some of us no longer partake in it, but it is a sign of unity. The world feels our silence by that. When they place their satellite in Biafra, they see that the road is deserted. They put their satellite, they say a vibrant city, the markets are locked up. The world feels our silence. When we speak in one voice, the oppressors tremble. Anytime we speak in one voice, the oppressors tremble. You can see how terrified they are when they are hearing about the unification of the Biafrans, the unification of Igbos. You see how they feel threatened. Tell me why somebody will be worried about. You talk about unification of Igbos. Somebody is speaking about unification of the Igbos. You are not an Igbo person. You are not among. You are not counted into it. But you are so pissed off about it. You are not an Igbo person. Nobody is forcing you to be Igbo. Nobody is inviting you to come and join and become Igbo. No. But when you hear Igbo, you are pissed off. You can't even have a seat anymore. All your veins will come out. You see them, they open a platform, they will be speaking, and you begin to imagine, what is the concern of this person in Igbo unification? You are not an Igbo person. You are not called to join Igbo. You are not part of it. And you are so pissed off about the unification of the people. When we speak in one voice, the oppressors tremble. You see why we must continue to speak in one voice? You see why we must channel our energy to the enemy. Don't channel your energy to your brother. Your brother is not the enemy. We know who our enemy are. Some of our misguided brothers, we know why they are misguided, and we know who is sponsoring their attitude. And if we succeed in stopping those sponsoring them, they are gone. I could remember when Mazen Nanikan was saying that he was told to target the head. Target the head. Once you cut the head up, the body becomes useless. Without the head, the body is useless. There's nothing you can do with the body. That is why you go for the head. We must continue to display unity. We must continue to display unity. Everything that will make the world see us as united, that is what we are supposed to be doing. Not the thing that make them see us as divided. When you open your platform, all you do is to analyze your brother, analyze your sister, call your brother a terrorist, call your sister a terrorist. You are not helping matters. In fact, you are an agent of darkness. You are just working for the enemy. When all you do is to analyze your brothers and your sisters every blessed day, you are not anything better than the enemies we are fighting against. You are not anything better. When we have so many topics to enlighten the world about our situation, when we have so many topics to talk about and tell the world exactly what is going on in Biafra territory, but yet you prefer to do otherwise. And when you are calling your brother a terrorist, you think you are free. You are not free. You are only telling the world what you are capable of doing. The name you call your brother is exactly what you are. You are just telling the world that this is in your gene and you are capable of doing that. I don't know why people fail to understand it. That somebody from a family, the same father, the same mother, from a family, and you go and tell that you go and begin to announce people that your brother is a criminal, your brother is your sister is a harlot, and you think that people will see you as a responsible person. nobody is going to see you, including your own children. Nobody will see them as a responsible person because you are from the lineage of prostitutes and criminals. Said by you announce it by yourself. And when the result comes, you should be able to face it. Face the consequence of your actions. These are the situations we find ourselves today. The alien will begin to have a rethink, redirect our thoughts, and begin to speak as those who are speaking in one voice. To make our enemy tremble, to make our oppressor tremble, we must speak in one voice. There is one collective interest that every one of us have: freedom. That is all we ask for: freedom. Whatever thing you want to attach to it is up to you. But that common interest that unites us, freedom, when you remember that, you shield your soul. You mind what you say. You watch your speech. The enemies of freedom fear one thing most. There is one thing the enemies of freedom fear most. They don't fear our weapon. What they fear most is our unity of purpose. The enemies of freedom are not afraid of your weapon. They are not afraid of your woto. They are not afraid of that. It doesn't matter how you do it. The enemies of freedom, what they are afraid of is unity of purpose. There is nothing that frightens them like unity of purpose. That is why it is important we always make reference to unity. No matter what people have done. There is no law that says that we must line up in one angle and do one. Even if you want to go your own pathway, go your separate ways and do your own thing. Focusing on the direction you feel that is working for you. Focus on that direction. But pursue that same unity of purpose. In the purpose, let there be unity. Unity of purpose. That is one thing that fears the enemies of freedom the most. Unity of purpose. You that is watching me, wherever you're watching from, how are you preparing yourself? What is your own contributions? How are you engaging in this unity of purpose? How are you chasing our collective interests? My fellow Biafrans, lovers of freedom across the world, unity is the key that unlocks freedom. You didn't hear me? Unity is the key that unlocks freedom. Unity is the fire they cannot quench. Until we are united, we might be firing the wrong shot. Until we are united, we might be delaying ourselves the more. Until we are united, it might be very difficult for us to unlock the freedom. I want you all to meditate over these informations. Think about it over and over again. Don't say you are not warned. Do not say you are not told. Unity is very important at this point in time. Everything is possible. As we are sitting back and we are waiting for the court of our Supreme Amazon Nigerian that's going to come up next tomorrow, Friday, 26th. 26th. Everything is possible. We keep our expectation open. Everything is possible. Did you hear me? When it comes to the issue of zoological republic, everything is possible. We must prepare our mind. Nigeria is not for you. Nigeria is not for me. The only way forward and the only remedy is disintegration. And there is a reason why disintegration is the only remedy. There are so many reasons that I can point out why disintegration is the only remedy. Nigeria is beyond repair. The Zoological Republic is beyond repair. It is beyond repair. Don't even go there. Restructuring you are hearing about is a big lie. Our Prime Minister have made a program on that. That even the North the Fulanis have restructured Nigeria for a very long time to their own shape. And they continue to restructure Nigeria every day. Today, the Yorubas are the ones restructuring Nigeria to their own taste. You can imagine. Initially, the Yorubas were in the front of this restructuring, saying about restructuring. The very first time restructuring was talked about by our eternal leader, Tim Odumugojuku in Aburi, with a good intention to restructure it for everybody. Let there be a restructuring that affects everybody. But they didn't take that. Instead, they came back. The Fulanis restructured Nigeria to themselves. They restructured Nigeria by making sure that they occupy every sensitive position, by making sure that they have the greatest population, by making sure that the census is favoring them, by making sure that the location favors them. They restructured it up to the extent that they brought Sharia into the constitution. They restructure it and they want to extend the Sharia to other places. The Fulanis have been restructuring Nigeria every blessed day. And today, the Yorubas found themselves in Asarok. And today, you see the restructuring they are doing. They are restructuring Nigeria back to Lagos. Restructuring Nigeria in their own way in Lagos, trying to take away the properties that other people who are supposed to be citizens in that very place do to their properties. Destruction of the properties of the Igbos. That is the latest restructuring that is going on in Nigeria today. Making sure that the Igbos are irrelevant in any place they are. That is the restructuring that's going on. Political restructuring. They have done the political restructuring by taking away the Igbo Biafrans from every aim of affairs in Nigeria. That is restructuring. But some of you are not paying attention. And some of you from those idiotic politicians from Biafra land, the criminal politicians are in Igbo, you still see them sometimes. For political reasons, they say restructuring. When they're looking for vote or support, they talk restructuring. Very idiotic people. Restructuring is a lie. Nigeria has gone beyond repair. When you hear reform, reform is a deception. Reform is a deception in Nigeria. Now you understand that Nigeria is beyond repair. Beyond repair. Mazi Samuel delivered this message. And I'm reminding you of it. That Nigeria has been restructured for a very long time. The Janjaweed have been restructuring it to where we are. And today, you see the Yorubas restructuring it to themselves. You see them restructuring themselves. That is why you have to understand that Nigeria is beyond repair. It is beyond repair. How many committees, how many conferences and promises have passed, yet nothing changes? Do you always ask yourself that question? How many committees, how many conferences, and how many promises have passed, yet nothing changes? Do you sit back and ask yourself? You know, when they held the constitutional conference, a constitutional conference that was held, people were called, submissions made. Today, where is that documents? Thrown to the dustbin. You know about the one that Obasanjo did, what do they call it? Okuta panel. You heard about Okuta panel. Many people who were involved in Okuta panel, they are dead today. Did it change anything? Did Okuta panel change anything? Nothing. Did Okuta panel change anything? It didn't change anything. Instead, they used it to cover some truth that is coming out today. Okuta panel was even used to cover up truth. It was a warfare. I have some of the clips. When I play some of the clips, I played some of them once. You see the anger. You see, when we are saying that Nigeria cannot survive, it is even in that Okuta panel you understand that Nigeria can never, ever, ever, ever be repaired. When you watch Okuta panel, if you watch it closely, you will see that there is nothing you can do on the planet Earth to make it work. Good luck, Jonathan came and did his own concern conference. What came out of it? Nothing. Nothing came out of it. The zoological republic called Nigeria is built on blood and forced unity. This is why disintegration is the only solution, not one of the only solution. The only solution. Disintegration. Nigeria is built on blood and forced unity. It will always return to chaos. It doesn't matter how you manage it. When you run around, go merry-go-round and go round and round, it will still come back to chaos. It will still come back to chaos. Look at the bloodshed that is happening in the entire country. Look at the bloodshed happening in the entire country. Out of control. And nobody cares. The government of Nigeria doesn't care. The international community doesn't care. The NGOs are silent. This is to show you that Nigeria is beyond repair. It is beyond repair. The chaos you are seeing today. Go to the northern part of Nigeria, it is chaos. To the southwest, it is chaos. To southeast, it is chaos. Created by the government itself. That is why the bandits have been emboldened to come out and challenge the masses. They come out and grant press briefing. Bandits came out, gather press and grant press briefings in a place where you have a government and a country. And some of you are still hoping that a miracle will come and change things. Good luck. Continue to hope for whatever you think you're hoping for. I wish you luck. I wish you luck. The only way forward for the contraption called Nigeria is a total disintegration. I don't say it and miss word. And I'm not saying it out of hatred. I'm saying it out of concern. Disintegration is the only remedy because I care about humanity. I care about human life. It doesn't matter whether you are Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, you are in the north, west, east, wherever you are. I care about human life. And the only way to genuinely save human life in Nigeria is disintegration. The north go your separate ways, the southwest go their separate ways, the southeast go their separate ways, and the middle belt go their separate ways. As simple as that. When you do this, you have saved humanity. Biafra must stand as a nation, free from the chains of false Nigeria. It is a must. It's not maybe, it's just a question of time. It is going to happen. Biafra must stand as a nation, free from the chains of false Nigeria. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It is going to happen. It's just a question of time. And that time is drawing close. Very, very close. Take it or leave it. When a house is rotten, the foundation. When a house is rotten, up to the foundation, you don't push the walls. You don't. When it is obvious, you know that this house is rotten. The house is completely rotten. You don't come and say, okay, let me patch the wall. Let me come and patch the walls. Let me come and do this one. Let me come and mend this one. Let me come and repair the ceiling. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. You rebuild from the ground up. That is Biafra. Did you hear me well? When a house is rotten to the foundation, when the foundation is completely rotten, decayed, you don't come and say you want to patch the wall. It doesn't happen anywhere. You don't come and say, okay, I want to change the window. I want to paint the house. No, no, no. When the foundation of a house is rotten, The only thing that needs to do is to bring the entire building down. Rebuild from ground up. You rebuild from foundation. From foundation, you rebuild from foundation up. That is Biafra. And that is what we're asking for. That is Biafra, and that is what we're asking for. And every other region, we still have the same opportunity to rebuild from the ground. Whether you are from the north, whether you are from the west, or from the east, you will have the opportunity to build a nation that will suit you, to your own taste, to your own standard, to what you want. Our call for Biafra is not a violent call. We are not violent people. All we are asking is live, and let's live. Biri Kambiri. That is all we are asking for. Live, and let's live. That is all what all this cry is all about. We are not violent people. We have never, ever been violent. And we can't even learn it. That is whom we value life. Naturally, that is how we are. We value life. We are people that value life. The children of Chukwukabiam. In everything we do, his presence, that is why his presence is always in our names. And he keep reminding you of every single step you take. You must be careful. It must not be a step that is detrimental to other people's life. Our quest for Biafra as a remedy is a quest to save life, to save humanity. And the earlier the international communities pay attention and begin to look critically into the situation of Biafra, the better for everybody. We must remain steadfast. No fear, no compromise. This is a time for action. If you believe in humanity, you believe in sanctity, you believe in the rule of law, and you are a Biafran, or you are non-Biafran, but you are somebody who cares about human life, every one of us must stand. Remain steadfast. At this point in time, we must remain steadfast. No fear. Take away fear. Fear is one of the weapons they use against us. Fear. That is one of the weapons that the Nigerian government is using against the Biafran people. They come, they introduce fear. That is why they are doing what they are doing today in Okigwe. In Okigwe, where they open fire at innocent children, innocent mothers, innocent fathers, our brothers and sisters, young men and women take their life indiscriminately. They go in and they set homes of people ablaze to create fear. They make you terrified. They make you afraid of asking for your freedom. They force you to embrace slavery. You must not exercise fear, no matter what you see. Freedom comes with sacrifice. Sometimes sacrifice of your life. And we have the example from our forefathers. Our forefathers who were taken into slavery in the United States of America precisely. They said instead they will be there as a slave and alive. It's better they take their freedom in death. They were promised all kinds of things and they were tricked. Strong men and women, able men and women from our hometown, from my own section, from Igbo land. From Igbo land, they were taken to the US in slavery. And when they arrived there and they saw that it was about slavery, they said, no, we cannot be slave to anybody. We cannot bow to anybody. Instead, we take our freedom in death and let our spirits go back home. And that was what they did. They held hands together and they jumped into the sea and they drowned themselves. They held hands together and they jumped into the sea and drowned themselves. If that is the only way to get freedom, they took it. And today their spirit is free. You see how important freedom is for the Biafran people. You see how difficult it is for a Biafran to stay down. And this is what Ahmadu Bello saw, that he got concerned. Ahmadu Bello said that when you take a Biafran and put him in a labor camp, he will emerge as a hero. When you take a Biafran and put him in the most difficult place, he will strive, he will still succeed, no matter what. We don't give up. It doesn't matter how long it takes. It doesn't matter the situation that we are seeing now. We don't give up. More especially when it comes to freedom. We know the value of freedom because we are freeborn. We understand naturally that we are freeborn. We are not slaves. There are those who come from the lineage of slaves, not us. There are people who came from the lineage of slaves, not the Biafrans. We are freeborn. The firstborn of Chukwukabiam. We are firstborn, so we don't accept it. Our forefathers laid that example. Instead of them to be subjected to slave, to people who are supposed to be their slave, it's better they take their freedom in debt. And they did. One other thing that we must do is not to compromise. No compromise whatsoever. You must not compromise your freedom as a Biafran. Do not compromise. Whether it is your brother, your sister, your uncle, your friend, your leader that compromise, don't compromise under any circumstances. It doesn't matter who is concerned. You must not compromise. Get that into your head. This information is a call to action for Biafrans. A call to action to Biafrans, wherever you are as a Biafran, under whichever camp you belong, under whichever canopy you're operating. When somebody comes to instigate you against your brother, when somebody comes to instigate you against your sister, don't pay attention. Do not compromise. They are going to offer you everything, including money. They're going to offer you friendship. They're going to offer you things that you cannot be able to afford. Do not compromise. And fear not, for Chukwu Okike will always be with you. Unity in our seat at home. We must continue to unite in our seat at home. This very information is timely, a call to action. The Nigerian government, as they are playing their manipulation, even as Mazen Nandekano is coming to court on Friday, next tomorrow, prepare yourself for what is coming. We must continue to show unity in sit at home, in information, in defending our people from propaganda. We must continue to show unity. These are important things that we must pay attention. A call to action. There is something every one of us can do. Whether you are a man, a woman, young, old, poor, rich, there is something you can do. Unity in sit at home. Information, we must unite in passing information. If you see something, say something. Even if you're not on the media, there are people who are in the media that can pass the information and they will extend it. Don't keep silent. Don't hear something and keep silent and pretend you didn't hear. Do not be silent. We must also unite in defending our people. In defending our people, we must unite. Defend our people from all manner of propaganda. We know Nigeria has a lot of propaganda machine. All the Yoruba media they have in Nigeria are for propaganda, nothing else. The Yoruba media, they are basically used for propaganda, nothing else. That is why you will never see them go to the field and interview anybody. They just sit in their office and script will be written to them and they read it out. That's all they do. You can never see their correspondents going out everywhere to go and interview people who are eyewitness account. We no longer hear about eyewitness account. All they do is to sit in their office and they come to social media the way we are doing to look at information and then they will go and project. That is all that is happening in Nigeria today. A call to action. Another thing we must do is to speak out. Always speak out, don't be silent. Because silence is slavery. When you are silent, you are enslaving yourself. When you refuse to open your mouth and speak, you are enslaving yourself. Silence is slavery. There is no way you can interpret it. When you are silent, you are basically enslaving yourself. So we must continue to air our opinion. We must continue to speak. Never you keep silent. Never you keep silent. When you see something, you say something. Don't allow anybody to deceive you. Don't allow anybody to muzzle you. We must speak out. Even if they try to discourage you by limiting the audience that you see. You see what they are doing to us in our platform. You can imagine a platform where we have thousands of subscribers, but when we come to broadcast, we cannot have up to 20 people watching. It is not ordinary. You think it's ordinary? It is not ordinary. A platform where we have thousands of subscribers, but when we come live to broadcast, we cannot have up to 20 people. It is not ordinary. They are trying to silence us. Some of the attack is coming from the government. Some of the attack is coming people who are Biafran, people who claim to be Biafran people, the same people who are looking for the same thing I'm looking for. They join hand to, some of them pay money to attack our platform and make sure that we are not visible. You think it's a joke, right? It is not a joke. That is why when we come here, we urge you people, I urge you people to like and share the program. At least those ones you share. When you share the program, the person you share with will come directly and watch. Sometimes they even kick people out from our program. In some occasions, you will click and you come in and they will take you out. They will take you out. These are the attacks we are facing. Just to discourage you from talking about, you cannot discourage me in particular. You can't, even if I come here and there's only one person watching, I will broadcast the number of hours I want to have for that day, the number of hours I want to dedicate for that day. I will dedicate that hours and go. Let Chukwu Okike spread the gospel himself. It is not in my hand to spread it. My own duty, where I am being used, is to speak. I open my mouth and I talk. Those who will listen will listen. Chukwu Okike will take the message to those who want to hear. You that is on the comment section watching, you that is watching out there, all you have to do is to click like, give a thumbs up to the program, and share it to those who are close to you. In your platform, in your own WhatsApp group, in your own, what do I call it? In your own private account, you share it. You can imagine a platform that have thousands of subscribers. My WhatsApp group alone, will have more than 200 people in WhatsApp group. But when you come online, how many people do you see that listen to you? How many people that shows up? It is not ordinary. The attack is heavy, just to discourage you. But I bet you, wherever you are as a Biafran, speak out. Don't be silent. No matter, even if you are the only person talking, continue to talk. You are not alone. You are not alone. We saw a story in the Bible where a prophet was thinking that he's the only one in the city. He's the only prophet left. But when Chukwu Okike opened his eyes, he realized that there are thousands of prophets that have not even spoken. So even when you feel like you are the only one, you are not alone. There are people. Even there are people who have not yet opened their mouth. Some because they don't have the opportunity. Some because they cannot be able to have access to what you have. We must continue to speak out. Silence is slavery. Silence is never an option. Continue to speak, whether they will hear or not. Continue to speak. And every one of us must support every effort to internationalize our struggle. Support every effort to internationalize our struggle. Put in your effort in your own little way. That is why I am worried. When I see people, how can you internationalize our problem when you are basically attacking your brother and your sister? How can you internationalize our problem when you are basically creating your platform for attacking your brother and your sister, calling them names? All you do is to take their program and their video and you begin to analyzing what I do not know, what nobody cares about, analyzing something that is meaningless. How are you internationalizing our struggle? How? What are you presenting to the world? You must support every effort to internationalize our struggle. When you see videos that are speaking of the atrocities of Nigeria in Biafra land, share it and make it go viral. When you see those platforms that are bringing the problem of Biafran people, not platform of propaganda and blackmail and saga, no. When you see videos that has to do with the attack against the Biafran people, the atrocities of Nigerian government, the evil of Nigerian government against Biafrans, what we are suffering, share it and make it go viral. Internationalize it. The social media is very big. You don't know who is watching. You don't know who is listening. Continue to share it and make it go viral. Stop paying attention to saga. Stop paying attention to idiotic analyzation that doesn't make sense. Who are you analyzing for? You are telling the whole international community that your brother is a criminal. You are telling your brother, your international community, that your sister is a terrorist, is a criminal. You are telling the international community that your people, you are only fighting within yourself. The problem you have is within yourself. You are telling the international community that you people you have a problem. You can't organize yourself. You can't take control of yourself. And you are doing it boldly, sharing it, and you are clapping. Shamelessly clapping, and you are sharing it. You go there and you spend hours watching. But when you see informations concerning your country, your nation, when you see information exposing the atrocities against your people, you will not share. You won't even spend the 2 minutes there, you're gone, because there is no saga. Because there is no lies, no propaganda, no cussing, no blackmailing of one person or the other. You're wrong. The only way people grow their platform today is to come and enter into saga. You go into saga, propaganda. This one said, this one said. That is where people grow their platform, because that is what the people want to hear. But I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear. I will tell you what the world is supposed to hear. I will tell the world what our problem is. That is what I'm doing. That's what I don't care. Even if it is one person, I don't give a damn. And that is what you also have to do. If you cannot make a video, share the videos that has to do. There are so many of them. If you see a video that is exposing the janjaweed, exposing the atrocity of Nigeria, share it and let it go viral. Stop wasting your time on unnecessary issues. Speak out. Silence is slavery. Support every effort to internationalize our struggle. These are calls for actions, things that we have to do. It doesn't cost you money. These are things you have to do on your own. It doesn't cost you money. You don't have to invest money in it. Just common sense. That's what it needs. Common sense and little effort. Do what you have to do. Above all, never bow to oppression. Never bow, no matter how they oppress you, because they're going to oppress you. They will. You never see anything. Come and ask us questions. Those of us in the media, we know the oppression we are facing. I have been in this media for more than a decade. I have been in media for more than a decade. I know what I face. I don't need to complain to anybody. I don't need to tell anybody. I handle my shit myself. The oppression we face in the media, the oppression we face. You know how many times I've lost my platform? So many of my platforms have been blacklisted. In some of the platforms, like this very one now, you see how they are caging the views. They will make sure you don't exceed a certain number of views, no matter the number of subscribers you have. How can you explain that? That you are in a platform where you have thousands of subscribers, but when you come live, you don't see up to 20 people watching. It's not ordinary. And those of us who are in the social media, we know what is happening. We know how they roll. You face oppression from Nigerian government. You face oppression from the people you think you are doing the same thing with them. They will also oppress you. Some of them invest their money, invest their time just to attack your platform. Don't give up. Don't bow to them. It's just a question of time. As long as you are standing in the truth, you will win. The quest for Biafra is not a child's play. Mazen Nandekano say it is the last miracle on the planet Earth. Do you know what that means? Do you ever sit back and you say, why did Mazen Nandekano call Biafra the last miracle on the earth? That means once Biafra happens, the world ends. Abi? Literally, that's how you can be able to interpret it. Literally, you can say once Biafra comes, the world ends. The last miracle on the planet Earth. So if you interpret it literally, you can, it is once it happens, the world ends. And now that shows you how difficult it is gonna be. So when you are facing these difficulties in the quest for Biafra, do not bow. Don't bow. No matter what it is, don't bow. And don't give up. Continue to press on. Continue to press on. Continue to press on. We will be victorious. It doesn't matter how they try to push their lies, their propaganda, their blackmail. I bet you we are going to win. Sometimes things become so terrible that you begin to question yourself and you say, why? It is normal. It is normal for people to ask why. Why me? Why this? Why that? It is very normal for people to question and say, why this? Why that? Why that? It is normal. But in the midst of all that, you must not give up. Don't give up, because there is light at the end of the tunnel. A very bright one at that. There is a very bright light at the end of the tunnel. I don't have any doubt that victory is sure. I don't have any doubt that victory is sure. Every one of you that is watching, you must know. You must know that one Nigeria is fake. The fake unity has been weaponized against Biafra. The fake unity of one Nigeria has been weaponized against Biafrans. Anytime they talk about one Nigeria, it's on the blood of the Biafran people, the blood of the innocent. That is where they are building their one Nigeria. And that is why we don't believe whatever they say. We don't believe what they do. Whatever they do is never to our own advantage. It is for their own selfish interest. There is always a secret handwriting somewhere in whatever they do. That is why we are worried about the changing of the court case of Mazen Nande Kano to 26th Friday. So every eyes must be there. We will be here waiting. On Friday, we are going to follow them from Abuja. And we will see what the outcome will be. Whatever it is, whether good or bad, we are worried. And we will remain focused. We will never give up. In that video of Master Samuel I played, you heard what Master Samuel said there? The conditions that was used when it was happening in the Niger Delta. A popular person they heard that and was released. He was released to go and talk to the people in the Niger Delta to calm down. And after he was released, he went and talked to them and things calmed down. But when it comes to the issue of Biafra, they don't want to negotiate. They don't want to talk to us. You can imagine they are having peace talk with bandits, terrorists, whose objective is to take life and nothing else. The objective of these terrorists is to kill, to steal, and to destroy life. Nothing else. They are seeking for nothing. But in our own, we are seeking for self-determination, which is something that is permitted and allowed as a right, not a privilege in international law. In international law, self-determination is your right, not a privilege. But yet, when we ask for self-determination, they don't even want to sit on the table and talk. They open fire on us. They send different kinds of ammunition to us. They send even the terrorists after us. But in the northern part of Nigeria, they call for discussion, for peace talk with the terrorists. They give them amnesty and they release them. They pay them salary. They introduce them into the military and they push them to Biafra land to fight those who are talking about self-determination. And that they come back and tell you about one Nigeria. They will come back and preach unity for you. Unity, my food. Unity on the blood of innocents. The peace of the graveyard with us, we will never accept that. We will never ever be part of that madness. Whoever cares about humanity on the planet Earth should join his or her voice and speak about the disintegration of Nigeria. The destructive diversity in Nigeria is not something that can be overlooked. In Nigeria, the people do not have the same value system. Countries are built among people that have the same value system. The value system of the core Northerners, the Fulanis, are not the same with the Southwesterners. The value system of the Southwesterners is not the same with those of us in the Southeast. The value system of the Southeasterners is not the same with those in the Middle Belt. Countries are built among people that have the same value system. United States was built under one value system. The UK was built under one value system. Russia is under one value system. China is under one value system. India is under one value system. Every country you can think of today that are succeeding, we are built under one value system. You can accommodate other people if you choose to. You can create a room to accommodate every other person, but it has to be based on one value system. In the UK, everybody is there, but you must pay allegiance to the Queen. You must respect their monarch. You must pay allegiance to the Queen. That is their system. Every country that has succeeded on this planet Earth, they have one value system. For you to mop up people together in a place where there is no central value, there is as we speak, there is nothing like a Nigerian food, a central food that you say this is the food that Nigerians eat. It doesn't happen. That's no. There is no central dressing for Nigeria. There's no. There's none. There is none. But other countries have their central dressing. Indians have their dressing. In UK, they have their English clothes. In the US, they have their dressing. In China, they have Russia, they have their central dressings. But in Nigeria, there is no central, there is no dressing code. You say this is Nigerian dressing. No, that's nothing like that. This is Nigerian food. It doesn't exist. You only have Hausa food, Igbo food, Yoruba food. Other ethnic group, they have their food. But when you come create this, when you create these countries based on value system, you begin to see the differences. The Northerners have their central food that every one of them take. At least I know the Fura don't know. All of them enjoy it in the North. Fura they don't know. Everybody enjoyed it in the North. It's one food that binds them together. Fura they don't know. Everybody, both the Hausas and the Fulanis, they enjoy it in the corner. The same thing in the Southwest, they have a central food that everybody in the Southwest. In the same thing in the Southeast. In the entire Southeast, with all the little tribes we have there, in the entire Southeast, we have the same kind of food. The same market days is what we practice. The same market days. Almost the same religion is what we practice. Almost the same religion. So, why will you come and mop up people together that have nothing in common? And you are telling me that that's forceful entity, that criminal entity is, that destructive diversity is their strength. How can it be? How can such destructive diversity be their strength? What we see in Nigeria every day is ethnic division is increasing much more than it has ever been. Deliberately fueled for control. The ethnic division is deliberately fueled. The ethnic division you see today, it is deliberately fueled, and it will continue to be fueled. You cannot stop it. Every time there's an election, it's either a Yoruba president, an Hausa president, an Igbo president. You won't hear them talking about Nigerian president. Nobody is campaigning for a Nigerian president. The undertone, the original movement you always hear is either the Hausa man, a Yoruba man, a Igbo man. That struggle continues. And when they get into it, they fuel it and push it down to the masses. And everybody begins to strive on their own. But when you have the North will choose for a northern president. The Yorubas will choose for Oduduwa president. The Biafrans will look for a Biafran, and the best person will come out. The best hand will come out. That is how it happens in other countries that are developed and surviving. Why is it difficult for that to happen in Africa? People that moved themselves together couldn't make it. We know Russia. When Russia was USSR, when Russia were one big USSR, big for nothing, there was no success. Many people were suffering. But countries who broke out from Russia, go and look at them today. They are very, very powerful and doing well for themselves. All the countries that break away from Russia, they are doing well, very well, peacefully for themselves. Look at Asia. Every country that break away in Asia are doing very well. Look at Singapore and Malaysia, doing excellently well. Singapore and Malaysia, very good example, doing excellent, living peacefully side by side. Malaysians are still married to Singaporeans are still married Malaysians. Singaporeans are working in Malaysia. Malaysians are working in, they own properties in both sides. And their government is competing on a healthy competition, trying to develop themselves, growing to a level that is enviable. Malaysia and Singapore. Look at Pakistan, India, Bangladesh. Every one of them were together, and when they broke apart, they are all managing themselves to build. And since they left each other, they have maintained their levels of peace. They can be able to manage their problem. The chaos have reduced to 90%. The little problems you are seeing today are just some of the disgruntled terrorists that you cannot avoid. You can never avoid them. Those ones you can never avoid them. They will always be there. Like the issue you are having in Pakistan and India today. See a terrorist activities that have been powered by some group of individuals for their own selfish interests. But when they come to the governments of the country, they understand each other. And both of them they have made tremendous efforts, economically and otherwise. They have made efforts. So why is it not going to work in Africa? Why is it that the world is finding it difficult to allow Nigerians to make the same choice, to have a place where they can call their own? Why is it difficult? Why? Every one of us should remember the power of unity. We should remember the power of unity. There are historical examples about how people were united and they succeed. How people were able to overcome oppression through unity. How people have won their battle through unity. There are numerous examples. There is nothing you can get in division. You can't succeed in division. Because once you are divided, you're already making a room for the enemies. Just like the division you are seeing today among us in the Biafra struggle. It has given the enemies an upper hand. That to an extent, say, if you see the enemy relaxing and you will be fighting yourself. The enemy bring the template and throw, and you people will be fighting yourself. That is what you should go and see. You see Biafrans, the Igbo Biafrans that open their platform to speak against their people. To be a mouthpiece of the devil. See so many of them. Biafran people who have become a mouth. Tell me what they intend to gain. Tell me what they intend to gain with that selfish project they are protecting. Selfish project that will gain you nothing. That the money you will die and leave. You can't get anything in this unity. And I'm much concerned with those who are misled. Forget about those who there are some that are conscience is dead. I'm not talking about those who don't have conscience. There are some who doesn't have conscience at all. There are some we have identified that these ones, they don't have conscience. So I'm not talking about those. I'm talking about those who are misled. Maybe because somebody is buying you a recharge card. Somebody is paying your house rent. Somebody gave you a gift. Somebody gave you some money. There is still time for you to change and embrace unity now. Embrace unity. That is the only way forward. There is no other direction you will go except unity. Only unity can save us. And I want to remind everybody that is watching this very program, and those who are Biafrans and non-Biafrans that will come across this very program. Disintegration is the only way to save humanity in Nigeria. Disintegration is the only way to save humanity in the Zoological Republic of Nigeria. Take it or leave it. If you are sincere to yourself, you care about humanity, join us and push for disintegration of the Zoological Republic. Nigerian structure is beyond repair. That is the truth. Nigerian structure is beyond repair. We have provided a remedy. Biafra is the remedy. Freedom, survival, dignity, true self-determination. That is all we are pursuing. Biafra is the only remedy. Freedom, survival, dignity, true self-determination is all we are asking for. And I hope the world will pay attention at this point and listen to the voice of reason. Because we cannot continue to lament every day. We cannot continue to cry every day. We cannot continue to pretend we are not seeing what is happening. Everyone has seen it. Wherever you are watching us from, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiam to please pay attention to what we have to say. Join us to air your opinion and never ever allow the enemies to overtake us or to take us away from what we are trying to do. So wherever you are as a Biafran, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiam, try as much as possible to join us and make sure you are not deceived. Make sure you are not confused. Make sure you are not delayed. Make sure you are not distracted. As we are rounding up on this program now, if you have not yet shared the program, kindly like and share the program. Pay attention to what we are doing. Do not allow anybody to distract you, because we are having a lot of distractions in the course of this journey. As you are seeing those distractions, do not allow anybody anywhere to drag your attention out of the course of our journey. We are speaking about an issue that concerns us, an issue that bothers us a lot. This is about life and death. The quest for Biafra is a quest for the freedom of the people that we have been oppressed. It's a call to save humanity. It is not just a call. It's not just a call that we are making to be popular or to show our presence online and offline. It's a call of concern. So wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you to please kindly add your voice and join us to speak. Join us to speak and ask. Join us to speak and ask the international communities to pay attention to the situation of the Biafran people. My brothers and sisters, history has given us a choice. History has given us a choice. Don't ever forget that. It's either we unite or we perish. Nigeria was never designed for its survival. It was designed for our destruction. But we are not victims. We are not slaves. We are Biafrans. Always remember that. And as long as we remain united, there is no force on earth that can keep us in chains. The world must hear our voice. The world must see our unity. And the world must know Biafra is not a dream. It is our destiny. Let us rise. Let us stand. Let us remain united until the chains are broken. Our spirit is restored. For divided we die, but united we rise as Biafrans. Wherever you are joining us, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Kabiam, don't be discouraged. No matter how difficult it is, do not be discouraged. No matter what they say, do not be discouraged. No matter the discouragement you see day in, day out, remain strong and focused. At the end of the day, we shall overcome. Victory will be ours. We have come a long way and we have made it up to this minute. I thank you all who have been part of this program from the beginning till this moment. May Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect every single one of you that have been part of this program. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for being part of the program. We are going to see again in the evening. I'm going to come back for the evening section. Try as much as possible to key in and join us in the evening, and we will continue from where we stopped. Thank you so much for joining us. Remember blessed and see you again in the evening. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect every Biafran that have been part of this program. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect everyone that played a role, that shared, participated in this program. Don't be discouraged. No matter how difficult it is, we will continue until we get our freedom. Remember blessed. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect, more especially those in Biafra land. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect those of them who are watching us from across the world, wherever you are. I pray that Chukwu Okike will guide and protect you. And I pray for our leaders, our Supreme Leader Mazin Nandekano, who is coming to court on Friday. Friday, we're going to be here same time in the morning to be able to transmit the court case from the court in Abuja. We're going to show it. So those of you who are watching on our platform here, try to join us so that we can be able to bring it live in the morning hours when I think the case is going to start by 10 a.m. Biafra time. So 10 a.m. Biafra time, we're going to be out here on time so that we can be able to follow up the case from the beginning until we get what the result will be. So try to hang on, and we pray that God will guide and protect all of you. We also pray for our leaders, our Supreme Leader Mazin Nandekano. We pray for strength for him. We pray for good health. We also pray for our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. We pray that as he's going for his appeal, that the case will turn around for his good. So I appreciate every one of you. I thank you so much for being there. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect you. Thank you so much, and see you again in the evening when I come back for the evening session. Remember this. Bye-bye.